Hello my beautiful friends and welcome to Tailor Made Beauty by Kris. Today's video you're really getting a 2-for-1. First of all, I'm going to talk about the Alter Ego palette Goddess, which I've heard is a really good dupe for Natasha Denona's Gold palette. And then I'm going to be reviewing a wonderful Christmas gift I got, which is the Sonia G Eye Pro brush set. So first, let's talk about the Alter Ego palette. If you're not familiar with Alter Ego, they, I think now, only sell eyeshadow palettes that are dupes for other palettes. One of the ones that I've done on my channel is the Huda Beauty New Nudes and the dupe that Alter Ego has put out. I'll link that down below for you if you're interested in seeing that. The Goddess palette is supposed to be a very good dupe for, as I said, the Natasha Denona Gold palette. And I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to do 4 looks. And so if you just want to see the looks, go ahead and fast forward through this stuff. If you're curious about how they match up, stay with me. The Goddess palette sells for $16, and I believe you can only get it on their website, and I can link that down below as well if you're interested. The Goddess palette sells for $16, whereas Natasha Denona's Gold palette sells for $129. Now you get much more product in the Natasha Denona palette. However, for me that's not really an issue because I'm probably not going to hit pan in this palette anyway, and certainly probably wouldn't hit pan in a bigger one. So if you would like to make your beauty dollar go a little further, then I'm going to say that the Alter Ego one is probably a good way to go. Let's take a look at swatches. So like I said, I have not spent the $129 for the Natasha Denona. Would I like to? Probably, but that's just not when I'm in the early stages of a no-buy palette year. That started December 1st. I made it my first month without buying anything, including all the way through Christmas. This was one of 4 palettes that snuck in just under the wire in late November. Anyway, here are the swatches of the Natasha Denona palette from her website. And let's compare that with the swatches from Alter Ego palette from their website. What I noticed is it seems like the quality of the swatches from Natasha Denona are better. They've got a higher production value than the ones from Alter Ego. I found this website, Brandify, BRANDEFY.info. I will link them down below. That's a really good website for dupes in general. And they give scores. And so they give the Goddess to Gold at an 86%, which is pretty high. And here's their swatches. And here you can see, I think they line up pretty close, pretty much getting a 1-for-1 dupe on the colors. So that's the backstory on the palette that I'm going to be reviewing. For Christmas, my darling husband did get me the Sonia G Eye set. 5 brushes, $150 off of Beautylish. No, let me clear up any misconceptions that my husband went, wow, I bet my wife would really like that eye set. No, what I did was I sent him the link and he very kindly bought it. He's very good that way, but heaven forbid he actually have to think of something to get me on his own. Anyway, the Sonia G brushes all are natural bristle brushes. They're made from goat hair. And what comes in the eye set is a blending brush, a Pencil Pro, what they call a Worker Pro. It's a pretty flat brush. This one is the Kris Pro. And last but not least, this is the Builder Pro. And you can see the shape of the handle. It's a little thicker and then it tapers. And I really like the control I get with that. They were very comfortable brushes. You'll see I used these brushes to do all 4 looks. And I'll tell you at the end what I thought of them. to my final thoughts on the palette and the brushes, let me give a special thank you to my subscribers. I'm coming up on a year. I have about 3 months left to go before I make the 1-year anniversary of me being on YouTube, and I would really love to hit 500 subscribers by my 1-year anniversary. So if you are a frequent viewer, or maybe this is your first time and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help me get there. Thank you so much. Okay, so much for the commercial plug. The brushes, oh my gosh. Yes, big surprise, right? I love these brushes. You saw they performed really well. They clean up super easily. They just were a joy to work with. And I feel like this is a really complete set. You would expect that for the money. And I think my favorite brush, you know, this little Pro, what do they call this? The Pencil Pro. What a versatile brush. I used this one way more than I expected to, so that was really great. Now for the palette. Of course, I don't own the Natasha Denona version, but I will say that this palette gave beautiful looks. The eyeshadow wore so well. Didn't fade, went on beautifully. There was a little fallout, but I think anytime you've got the shimmers and whatnot, that's the risk you run. I'm gonna say that I'm definitely way happier spending the $16 on this palette than $129 on the Natasha Denona. Thank you so much for joining me. I post every Monday and Thursday. Have a fantastic day.